creating wealth, freedom, and security using real estate investing. This is Get Real Wealthy. This is the last episode of our 10-episode series for young adults. If you want to learn more about investing in real estate or financial freedom, please keep listening to Get Real Wealthy or go back to the earlier episodes that you missed. And in this episode, I'm going to talk about 4 things that you need to know to buy real estate as a young adult. Now, there may be things that you've never really thought about when you were thinking about buying real estate, but these are 4 key concepts that you need. The first one is that you need income history. You can't just buy real estate unless you're going to buy it all cash. Most likely you're going to have to take on debt. And we talked about credit score before, but you need some sort of income history. Often that's income history that appears on your tax statements every year. So on your income tax, you'll get what's called the T4 income statement in Canada. In the US, it will be like I think it's called a W2 statement. And it's a statement that says, this is how much you earned this year. A bank wants to see at least 2 years of income that can support mortgage payments that will allow you to own that asset. So if you don't have that income history, it's going to be a challenge for you to be able to purchase that property. A lot of people who want to buy real estate can't buy it because they don't have that income history. So there are different products out there that help people to buy real estate that don't have that income history, but it requires one of the other pieces that we're going to talk about, which is a much higher down payment. So let's move on though. So the first thing that we need is income history. You're going to need to build that income history in order for you to take out a mortgage. The second part of that, and what we focused on at the very beginning, is create a good credit score. So if you have a good credit score and you have the payment history on that credit to say, I am somebody who is going to pay back this mortgage, you will be able to get that mortgage with the income history and a good credit score. So you want to be able to continue to monitor your credit and see that you can continue to build credit. You take on cards that you can handle, you take on loans that you can handle, and then you show by you paying off those loans, okay? The third piece, and we talked about it in the first one, is that you need a down payment. You need to have funds in order to purchase the property. So how do you get these funds? There are different ways. One is you can have that milestone savings account that we talked about in the previous episode. So you save the funds that you need. There are mortgage products out there that allow you to purchase properties with a very low down payment, or sometimes just a few $1,000s. But they require you to have a good income history and a good credit score. So there are different products out there through CMHC that allow you to have a lower down payment, but they require you to have good income to be able to pay it, because you're going to have a higher monthly payment that's associated with it. Other ways to get down payments are, maybe you get that gifted to you. Maybe it's an aunt or uncle or a grandparent or a family member that gifts you some of that down payment. That's something that happens as well. It makes you would have to approach your family member and let them know if that's something they would be interested in doing. So that's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is partnering with somebody else. You could partner with somebody who has a good income history and credit score, and maybe you bring some of that down payment, and then you're able to purchase a property together. You may not own the whole property, but at least, you have those pieces. Maybe they're bringing the down payment and you have the income and the credit score. So there are different ways of doing it. You're not stuck in just one way of going about this, especially if you are creative and you continue to work on the last point, which is education. You need to be around mentors. You need to be around other people who are doing the same thing. There are a lot of meetings that you can go to. There are a lot of online spaces where you can find other people who are also doing the same thing as what you want to do in your time of your life. Maybe it's your teens, maybe it's your early 20s. You need to learn about investing in real estate, particularly if what you're going to want to do is, instead of buying your principal residence where you live, your home, you want to buy an investment property where you can rent out maybe some of the rooms, or you can rent out the top floor and live in the bottom floor. You need to understand the difference between positive cash flow, what expenses are, and you need to analyze those properties so that you can ensure that the income coming from one unit or other bedrooms is going to cover off the costs of the asset. Okay, so understanding that is part of the education piece. There are lots of places you can go to learn about that. I would suggest you go to educationrei.ca. That's where I put all the pro forma information on there for you to learn. But you can learn from books, podcasts, even friends that have already purchased a property. Some of the members of Durham REI and Education REI, some have purchased property in their early 20s. And when I asked them how did they do that, well, they saved a lot of money at the beginning. They had an income history that allowed them to demonstrate that they were going to be able to support the payments, and they were able to purchase the investment property. And then they used the income from the investment property to purchase another property. This one gentleman that I'm thinking of, Philippe, he ended up purchasing 3 properties in his early 20s, which is more than most people would have ever thought they could have done. But you know what? He joined that community with other people who are continuing to learn and invest in property. He met with different people, different mentors that helped him to go about doing that, and he continues to invest in property. So there are people out there that are already doing it, and so you need that education piece to help you. So 4 things that you need to do. 1 is you need income history. 2, you need credit score. 3, you need that down payment. And 4, you need to be around mentors, education, community, and be able to analyze properties. So that's all part of the education piece. All right. I hope you've learned a lot through this series of 10 episodes. Go back and listen to other episodes that you maybe weren't sure of, or you haven't completed the homework in, because that's the key. It's not about learning, it's about learning and doing. So if you can learn and you can do, you're going to continue to grow in your financial independence. You're going to buy that real estate asset. You're going to invest in different products, whatever it is that's going to help you to get your passive income goals, your financial independence goals. I hope you continue to listen to Get Real Wealthy, to keep your mindset going and continue to learn. If you want to learn more about me and what I'm doing, go to getrealwealthy.com, and we'll see you on the next series and the next episodes of Get Real Wealthy. Have a great one, everyone. Good luck. Make sure to check out getrealwealthy.com. Until next time, I'm Quentin D'Souza. Get out there and take action. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are provided for information purposes only and should not be construed as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, go to getrealwealthy.com.